welcome to Nourish with Nishan. We are going to learn how to cook healthy, fast, and simple foods. And today, on our first episode, we're going to start with the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast. Often we are hungry but not quite sure what to eat, or we're not real hungry, and I'm going to show a meal for everybody. We're going to do steel-cut oats. We're going to do, as a complex carb, we're going to do banana blueberry yogurt smoothies for those of you who have kind of a light appetite in the morning. And we're going to do scrambled eggs with tomatoes, mushrooms, and spinach for those of you who need protein first thing in the morning. So we're going to start with steel-cut oats. Got my pot here. I'm going to come over to my grains here, and I'm going to get my steel-cut oats. Those of you who are not quite sure what steel-cut oats are, this is steel-cut oats, and this is probably what most of you are familiar with, which is oatmeal. And oatmeal's great, but it's a little less filling, and it's a much thinner cut of the oatmeal. Steel-cut oats is a lot more filling, and you'll just notice when you eat it, you're not hungry till lunch. So we're going to do 2 cups of steel-cut oats, and feel free to make a decent amount of this because you can always heat it up on your stove or on the microwave. And pour that in, and it smells a little bit nutty, really good. 2 cups of steel-cut oats, we're going to do 3 cups of water. So it's a 1-1.5 ratio. So we're going to do 3 cups of water here. And just enjoy the sounds of cooking. Make it part of your morning, not something that you have to rush through, but as you're standing over the stove in the morning, just those sounds, or in the evening, if you do it the night before. And put my lid on. I'm going to take it over to my stove and bring it to a boil. In the meantime, we're going to go to our next breakfast, which is for those of you who don't want to eat a big, heavy breakfast, and that is a banana blueberry yogurt smoothie. This is a really versatile breakfast because you can add whatever frozen fruit or fresh in the summer that you'd like. But what sweetens it is bananas. And bananas not only sweeten it, they're filled with potassium. Any of you who get cramps at night, bananas are fantastic for that, and they're filling and just fantastic. Inexpensive, whole food. Anything that is a whole food is something that grew from somewhere on the earth, right? Like a banana came from a banana tree, an apple came from an apple tree. If you know where it came from, then it's a whole food. If it's been processed, then it's no longer a whole food. So we are going to just start off by blending our bananas. We've got some frozen blueberries here. If you've got fresh blueberries in the summertime, excellent. And my blender's kind of doing some of the bits on the bottom, but I'm going to just stir it up a little bit. There we go. Now you see it getting everything up there. Making a nice blended concoction there. And blueberries are a superfood and delicious. And you can throw in a whole, cup of those. And then I've got nice organic whole milk yogurt. I definitely am an advocate of using whole milk because your body knows what to do with it rather than a skim milk. It's a lot more satisfying as well. So I'm going to do 1 cup of that. And yogurt gives us beneficial bacteria for our digestive systems, as well as protein and calcium. So we're going to do a cup of that. And then we are going to blend that up and just add some milk, whatever milk you like. Rice milk, almond milk, cow's milk. See that blending up nicely? And sometimes I'll see recipes for smoothies and they say add honey or juice. When you're using a banana, you don't need it. Bananas are so naturally sweet. And then I just fill it up to the top with rice milk. And this can easily serve 3 people. It's a great breakfast, but it's also a wonderful after-school snack, after-work snack, something you can throw into a jar and take with you at work. We've got our banana berry smoothies, and we're going to move that over here. And we're going to move on to scrambled eggs with vegetables. Now, eggs are wonderful because they're protein. I mean, they're just the perfect source of protein, unless you're allergic to those. But what I like to do when I'm making eggs is say, what can I add to this to give myself some vegetables? And so today we're going to do something with that. All right, our steel cut oats are now at a nice boil. You can hear that. And I'm going to turn that down to a low. And I'm going to put my timer on. And I'm going to put that for 20 minutes. And sometimes people don't make grains because they think, oh, I have to stand and watch them. You don't. Put a timer on. That's the best thing. If you have one on your stove, fantastic. If not, just buy a timer. So simple. So we're going to do our eggs, and we are going to put spinach, some greens in there, mushrooms, and tomatoes, and garlic, of course. Garlic not only adds wonderful flavor, but it is anti-inflammatory, antibiotic, and just good stuff for your whole digestive system and your immune system. So we're going to just, did you notice I just kind of put my weight on the knife and kind of just broke open the skin on that. So I'm going to just get my garlic peeled here. And I love the smell of garlic, and I don't think there is much that I cook without garlic. It smells so good. It makes food taste so good. You don't need to add a ton of salt and all kinds of other things when you have garlic. So I've got my garlic. I'm going to just put it right on my cutting board, actually. And I put it in a little garlic press. Those of you who love chopping up your garlic, go ahead. That's fantastic. I am not a big garlic chopper. And this is a good size garlic, so I'm going to just do one. You see it comes right out, and it smells lovely. And then I'm going to do my mushrooms. These are baby bellas, and I'm going to just cut off the end and chop them up like that. And we're going to, whatever your preference is, if you like mushrooms, if you like spinach, tomato, whatever vegetable. Some people like peppers. You know, just, we want to be having 5 to 9 fruits and vegetables a day. So I try and think about how can I incorporate that in your smoothie. Right there, you've got two fruits. Right here in our scrambled eggs, we're going to have 3 vegetables. So that, you know, gets us to 5. And here we go. Our mushrooms are chopped up. Now this is something, if you're like, oh my gosh, I would never have time to do this in the morning, do it the night before, and then it's done. Our spinach, I just bought some baby spinach, so we don't have to do much with that, and a nice tomato. And I'm going to just chop that up. This is not like prime tomato season. You know, summertime is the best time for those. Feel free to include these or not include them. I like them still in cooking, so I just slice them and then kind of chop them into small pieces. Careful of your fingers. And then we are going to saute these and add some scrambled eggs. And you'll be surprised at how much bigger this dish is. Okay, so we're going to get our pan. And we're going to put some lovely olive oil in there. And you can be pretty generous with that. That's a good fat that we need. And I'm going to put my fire on like an 8, okay, because I want to saute those vegetables. As I'm letting my oil heat, I'm going to go ahead and start cracking my eggs. Those of you who are athletes, you know, each person is different. Some people who are athletes really love to have their protein first thing in the morning. I tend to be one who likes to have a complex carbohydrate. I notice that if I'm having something like steel cut oats, I don't crave sugar during the day, and I have nice steady energy. And I notice on the days that I have like toast, which is more of a processed carbohydrate, I crave sugar all day long. So if I start my day off with something like steel cut oats and eggs, I'm so set and so happy. Just scrambled those a teeny bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning to that. I've got my little spice tray here. I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt to that and a little bit of fresh pepper. And those are good to go. Let's see our olive oil now. Let's see our pan. It's getting a little bit warm. I'm going to turn it up a teeny bit. I'm going to start off with my garlic just to flavor that oil and really get a nice fragrant thing going on here. And I'm going to get my garlic in there. You have to be careful with garlic though. You don't hear like much of a sound here, which is good because garlic will burn quite easily. So I'm going to just kind of move that garlic around in the pan. I've got my spice tray right here, and I've got my vegetables. So my spinach, my mushrooms, and my tomatoes right here. And that's, yeah, I can smell that garlic. Wow, that smells good. You know, when you make something like this for breakfast, everyone comes in and they're like, what's for breakfast? Wow, it kind of opens up your appetite just to have this delicious smell going on. And it's a lovely way to start your day. So I am going to add the wettest thing that I have, which is the tomatoes, because I want to start cooking those. You can hear that sound. I'm going to saute those tomatoes with the garlic. And I'm going to let that just cook down a little bit until I'm going to add the mushrooms and the spinach.